We're going to show you how to set up images in buttons in Flex GUI. I have a configuration here that has a copy of we don't need that, of the simple sim example. And we have a few images here. But the first thing we need to do is create a resources.py file. We'll go into the CNC menu, select Flex Resources, select the images directory, and it's going to be here, images. I'm going to choose that, so then it shows the whole path to where the images are stored. We select the image files, click on that, and shift click, select them all, and it tells me how many images have been selected. Now I'm going to build a QRC file, which is just an intermediate step that's needed, and it's all automated. That's why I programmed this. Select the directory where we want the resource py file to be placed in, and we're going to build a resource file. Build success. That's that easy, that quick. We can see we got our resources py file here, and it's ready to go. Also in the images directory, the QRC file and the py file are in there, but they're not used anymore. They can be actually deleted if you want to. So now we're going to add some buttons and a couple of tricks in here. We'll name this one and I'm going to name this one button 2. Okay, and leave the other ones alone. We'll save this. We'll run that configuration. Let me see, we got 4 push buttons in here. They don't do anything, but that's okay. Now the next thing we need to do is go in here and edit our, we need to create a, let me get back. We need to edit the INI file. So first thing we need to do on I settings is tell it we have a resource file. So in the display section, I'm going to add resources equal resources.py. I'm going to tell it we're going to use our own style sheet file. I'm going to call it simple.qss. So now we're going to create the file. Alright, and edit the file. There we go. So now, if we run the configuration, still doesn't do anything fancy. One of the first things we're going to show you is you can target the QSS by the beginning name. In this case it was button. So we're going to change this to button. So any Q push button with an object name that starts with button is going to get these settings right here. So the first thing we're going to do is set some height on those buttons. Now save this. We'll run the file. Now you can see these buttons, how big they are, and these are not. So it only targeted the ones that was started with the word button. And we need to go in here and give ourselves a little more space. Save that. Alright. So now we run it. Now there's a little space in there. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is to do some margin. Let's do the background position, yeah. And we want this to be content, background clip. Now, still not going to change anything yet, but you can see we just run it. It's just 2 push buttons. So the next thing, I'm going to add the image. And this pound sign means I'm targeting this button here, which is so button 1 is going to get NX plus and button 2 is going to get NX minus. We'll run that. Now we can see it in there, but we still got push button in there, so we want to get rid of that because it is setting the background image. In the foreground is the name, so we get rid of that. Now we'll run it again. Now we can see we got our images in there. That's nice. So now I want to fix the border to PX. Oops, semicolon. Now we'll run that. Now we got a nice border, but notice again it's only around those buttons that start with the object name of button. So this is important. So next is and don't forget that semicolon, because it'll just ignore it if you don't have it. Now we've got a nice little radius. It looks good. Our buttons are centered. Everything looks good. And it's just that easy. Thank you.